Tired of the tax season headache? Laborally Bookkeeping is here to make your tax preparation simple and stress-free. We ensure maximum deductions and accurate filing so you keep more of your hard-earned money. Don't wait. Get peace of mind for your personal and business taxes. Book your tax appointment today at laborallybookkeeping.com.
Listen, I decided to do this live stream because I want to help you. I want to help anybody who has to deal with the IRS in any capacity, whether it be just you're filing your taxes, maybe you received a letter in the mail from the IRS. There are different levels of things that you deal with when it comes to um, dealing with them. Like, there are so many different things. One of the things that I wanted to discuss today, though, is it a hobby or is it a business? And one is always dependent on you, and two, it's always dependent on you. Do you want it to be a hobby or do you want it to be a business? Now, there are some things that you should know. So, hi, my name is Labora Lee. I am a certified bookkeeper. I am a certified tax professional. Um, I do it all when it comes to finance, which I'll tell you about a new service that we're offering at the end of everything that I have to say today. But while I wait for some questions to come in, I got a few things I want to talk about while we wait for that to happen. So, um, I want to talk about the mistakes that are commonly made. I've seen them; they happen. So, let's talk about it. I want to kill some myths, right? So, the profit myth. We're going to go through 9 different myths, but this is the first one. So, part of the first one anyway, the profit myth. A lot of people think that you're in a business until you make a profit. And actually, the IRS looks at what whether you intend to make a profit, like whether or not that is your purpose in doing what it is that you do. Um, you could be a business and lose money in year one, but you have to prove to them that you're trying at least. So that's one thing. The business card myth, because that's a major one. Just because you put a business card does not mean the IRS sees you as a business. I need you to know that. Just because you got a business card does not mean you are recognized as a business. They care about your record keeping. Are you using a separate bank account? Or is your business money mixed with your grocery money? These are the things that they care about. I always recommend to anybody that I work with, separate your business funds from your everyday funds. Like, get a separate bank account, take care of that, because they should never be intertwined. Hold on, let's see what we got. They should never be intertwined though. And that's real talk. Hi, Rock, honey. Nice to see you. Thank you. I would love some tacos. You treating? But anyway, let's get back to it. Y'all. So I am doing this on my podcast situation too. So if some comments come in from people who I rock with and rock with me, don't mind. I'm gonna address them because I love them. But anyway, those are two myths right there that I want to kill. Just because you have a business card does not mean you're a business. Keep all your things separated when it comes to keep your business separate from your personal accounts. And a profit does not mean that you are not a business? Like, do you have the potential to make a profit? That's what the IRS looks at when they determine these things. So that I need you to know. So the IRS uses 9 factors to determine if you're a hobbyist or a business. So that you should know. One thing is a time factor. Think about your week. Do you spend your Saturday morning sourcing for materials, or do you only do it when you feel like it? That's the difference between being a business and a hobbyist. If there's only, like if you're only doing it on occasion, then this is not a business. This is not something that you are focused on to make a profit. It's not. The IRS looks at the time and effort that you put in. That determines to them whether or not you're a business. Um, your expertise factor. Well, the expertise factor. Are you studying your craft? Like, are you going to school for it? If you're a photographer, right? Are you taking classes to get better, or are you just snapping photos for fun? World of difference. If you're investing in your skills, that is a business signal. So that is very important. Like for myself, I continuously try to upgrade what it is that I'm doing. For example, this business here. Um, I'm currently in school for accounting. Um, I've studied bookkeeping. I've studied for tax preparation. I've studied for these things. That's because this is a business. I'm not just looking it up on my spare time, like, oh, I wonder, I wonder what depreciation is. I'm not. It's a business. Okay. So that is the thing. What are the things that makes it a business to them versus what the things are that makes it a business for you are two different things. Okay. So let's see what else. Seed questions. Um I actually received an email, a DM, sorry, a DM yesterday from someone asking, can I write off a new laptop if I only sold 3 paintings this year? And the answer is, it's complicated. Let's break down section 179 deductions. A common question, like that's a common question. Like that's a very common question. Also, another common question that I get is, if I lost 3 years in a row, if I lost 3 years in a row, am I automatically a hobby? The answer is no. But, big but, your audit risk definitely goes up. Here's how to, like, so look at these things and figure out what it is that you need to do to protect yourself. Like, it's not always cut and dry, but and if you do diligence, it'll work itself out. Okay. So that part. Uh Micro polls. On a scale of one to 10, how confident are you that your records will survive an audit? This is why I'm in the business that I'm in. You need a bookkeeper. But you can drop that in the chat and let me know. Let me know. How confident are you in your own personal bookkeeping? Um, Not everybody thinks that a bookkeeper is necessary, but we are very necessary, because if you're not good at keeping your own records straight, it makes it very complicated when it comes to tax season. And I can promise you, it makes it very, very complicated when it comes to tax season. Um, I would like to know if you have a hobby or a business. I would like to know what it is. Are you a crafter? Are you a consultant? A woodworker? Let's use your specific business as an example for my next point. And I would Let me know. Let me know. I would like to know. Anyway, I would like to know. I really would like to know. I like to know a lot of things. If you're sitting there thinking, though, I have 3 years of back taxes and I have no idea if I am a lobby or not, that's exactly what I'm here to help you with, to help you figure all of that out. So, my name is Laborley again, and I am the operating owner of Laborley Bookkeeping. Um, and so we would like to talk to you. Sit down, get your tax affairs in order, get your bookkeeping in order, get all your records straight so that by the time next year rolls around, you won't have any problems and possibly have saved a lot of money. And that's what we're here for. Now, you can find the link. You can find the link. I'm always posting the link. I'm going to post it today. So don't worry about it. But I would like to help you get compliant before the IRS sends you a letter because they are on a roll this year. They are not playing. And I need you to know that they are not playing at all. They are coming for you. And if it's not done right, it's going to be weird. I will say this. If you have received the letter about about your taxes and all of that, maybe you received a letter about being audited, maybe they're saying you owe them some money or whatever because you went to H&R Block or Jackson Hewitt, or you tried it yourself, you tried to do your own taxes and you missed some key information. Let me help you get it together because it happens. It happens all the time. Okay, so I promised to tell you about the number one deduction hobbyists miss out on, and I'm going to tell you about that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If the IRS calls you a hobby, you get zero deductions. Know that whatsoever. You don't get any deductions. You have to pay taxes on every dollar of revenue that you earn. That is very important to remember. But you can't subtract the cost of your supplies, your home office, or your shipping because they see you as a hobby and not a business. So if you haven't paid any money to them, or if you haven't had, any tax, you're to them, you're not a business, you're a hobby, a hobbyist. And you get zero deductions. So what is that saying? That says that you need to be meticulous about the things that you enter when filing your taxes. Okay, very meticulous because you might be missing out on some things and don't even know it. So let's get to this. Secret deductions. It's the cost of goods sold, right? Even if you are classified as a hobby, you might still be able to subtract the direct cost of the items that you sold, like the wood for a table or the yarn for a sweater. You might be able to use those for deductions. To determine your gross income, you'll be able to kind of navigate that a little bit. So a lot of people think they have to pay taxes on a full 100 on the full 100 they made on Etsy. But if the materials cost you $40 or so, your gross income is actually $60. Many hobbyists over-report their income because they don't realize the cost of goods is handled differently than expenses like advertising and traveling and things of that nature. So keep that in mind. The big miss, the self-employment tax. Yes, there's a self-employment tax. If you work for yourself, yes, there is. So being a business sounds expensive because of the 15.3% self-employment tax, right? But for many, the deduction you gain by being a business is it far outweighs the tax, right? So the number one deduction you're missing is the ability to turn the $2,000 loss into a tax break. If you're a business that experience loss, that can offset your W-2 income from your day-to-day job, like your everyday job. If you're a hobby that $2,000 lost just disappears, like it just disappears, you're essentially paying the government for the privilege of having a hobby. Who wants to do that, right? Who wants to do that? Nobody. I don't want to pay the IRS for me just doing something that I like to do versus something that I'm not even making. I'm something that I actually. It's crazy. Like I want mine. I want my money. So it is what it is. All right, the safe harbor strategy. I'm gonna explain. I think I'll try to break this down to you the best way I can. So if you're worried about the IRS coming for you, which a lot of people are, remember the safe harbor strategy. If you can show a profit in 3 out of at least 5 years, you're cool. The IRS generally presumes that you're a business, and if you're in year 2 of losses, now it's time to get your receipts in order to prove to them that you're trying to make a profit in year 3. So make sure your receipts are everything. Make sure you keep those. Like keep those. I know a lot of people don't really pay attention to that kind of thing. Like, oh, it's just a receipt. No. If you get gas, that can be used as far as a business is concerned. If you use your vehicle for the purpose of, your business, that's a deduction. Like, don't be crazy. Just keep your receipts. Keep your receipts. So I'm gonna move on. I am, because that drives me insane. That drives me insane. Um, so let's There's a few things I would like to discuss real quick as well. I will be doing these every weekend, every Saturday until I said until tax season was over, but I'm thinking I'm gonna keep them going because just in general, only because I am a bookkeeper and I know that a lot of people don't understand the ins and outs of that either. So I think we'll keep it going. But so the 1099K alert. Did you get a 1099K from Venmo or PayPal or Cash App, depending on however you collect your profit? Even if you're a hobbyist, the IRS saw that money. I need y'all to know they saw that money. You need to report it, but you don't want to pay more than you owe. So be mindful. But report that because they're looking at that. Home office warning. Hobbyists cannot take the home office deduction. Period. They can't. If you want to write off a portion of your rent or mortgage, you have to cross the line into business territory. You can't. They don't care. They don't care anything about that. And your expertise, it matters. One way to prove you're a business: show the IRS you're learning. Like even going to school, that's a part of it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll stop for a second. My phone is going off. But even show them that you're working on building this business. Keep the receipts for your taxes, for all tax webinars. Like this one, like live stream, if you pay, well, you're not paying for this, but keep your receipts for all the things that you attend pertaining to your business. It's very important. Or if you go to like an industry conference or something like that, keep your receipts, because that, believe it or not, means a lot when it comes to filing your taxes. So Yeah. I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of input, a little information. I will be doing this every week. If you are a hobbyist, you are a hobbyist. If you are a business, you are a business. But the IRS, you can't just tell them anything. You got to prove to them that these are the things that are really actually happening and going on. That's very important when it comes to you filing your taxes. So we will be doing another live stream next week. Hold on, let me give you some information early so that you are prepared for this situation. But we will be doing another live stream next Saturday. And hopefully you'll attend and you'll get some of your questions answered because I'm very much here to answer your questions. So next week we will be talking about deductions. The hidden deductions that you didn't even know exist. We will be having a discussion about that, so make sure you tune in. If you're watching the replay, make sure maybe next week you'll be in attendance and you can throw some of your questions my way, and I will get the answers for you. I will. If I don't know it already, I will get it for you. But thank you for tuning into my little live stream. And yeah, I'm about to break out of here, but I just needed y'all to know that you're not alone. Somebody is here to help you when it comes to your taxes. You're not alone. You don't have to figure it all out. And someone is here to help you get the maximum refund. If you get a refund, your maximum amount of money that you could get back on the refund. Stop trusting, like, don't always trust these companies, because like you'll go in there but they do the bare minimum. They just there. And I know because I used to work at Jackson Hewitt a long time ago, and one thing, they never really pushed, well, they wanted your taxes to be accurate, but they never really pushed us to make sure that you got the full maximum refunds or returns. They just get them in, get them out. That's how they did, and that's how they still do it to this day. Versus hiring somebody who actually cares about what it is that they do, and making sure that you get all that's available to you. So it's partially why, because they don't teach financial responsibility in school. They're not like, oh, well, I did have an accounting class, but when I was in high school, but like you're a teenager, you're not really paying attention to that for real. But, even in your house, our parents were never taught fiscal responsibility. So it is my job to make sure that I teach you guys that kind of thing. But anyway, I will talk to you guys again next Saturday. Make sure you tune in. And I'm going to get up out of here. I got to go. It's Saturday. I got things to do. I love you. Bye.
Tired of the tax season headache? Laborally Bookkeeping is here to make your tax preparation simple and stress-free. We ensure maximum deductions and accurate filing, so you keep more of your hard-earned money. Don't wait. Get peace of mind for your personal and business taxes. Book your tax appointment today at laborallybookkeeping.com.